Welcome to the HT Podcast. I'm your host, Harry Teabag, and this is my buddy Bob. So, Bob, just when you thought things couldn't get weirder, we get a movie from the First Lady Melania Trump called Melania. It's really a documentary or something about who knows what.
What the hell? Like, why? Have you seen it? What could it possibly be about? We virtually know nothing about her other than she's the only first lady to whom you can find nudes of online. Believe me, I looked for them and did extensive research and have concluded she could have gotten it. Hell, I'd smash now.
You would smash a warm bagel, you degenerate SOB. No, I haven't seen the movie, but I have seen the pics. I did extensive research myself in the bathroom. But the question I'm asking and everyone else is asking, what the hell is the point?
I don't know, but what was Bezos thinking funding this for $75 million? Like, how could they have spent that much money?
It's like what they spend the other $74,750,000 on. Also, I heard it didn't make any money and barely any tickets were sold. But if you listen to Fox News, they'll say it made $7 million its opening weekend, but Google says different.
Hands down, you can add this to the dumpster fire that is the Trump name at this point. Do you think she put this movie out to distract from the Epstein files?
Sometimes I wonder how Trump met her. Did he purchase her through a Russian mail-order bride company? Hell, maybe Epstein brokered the deal? Of course I speculate on that part. I bet Trump met her by walking up to her, and when her eyes met his, he grabbed her by the pussy.
Then he pulled his hand back, smelled it, and he knew at that moment she was the one. And from that moment, she would be a model/stripper, not sure about the stripper part, third wife of the President of the United States of America.
Dude, I think Trump, Bill Clinton, and others like Bill Gates are all over that list.
Speaking of Bill Gates, did you see the interview with his ex-wife, Melinda Gates? She totally aired him out. She said he needs to answer for being on the list.
Holy crap! I did see it. She threw him right under the bus that she was also driving. Allegedly, in the emails between Gates and Epstein, Bill asked Jeff if he could help with getting antibiotics for him to slip to his wife on the DL after contracting a STD. I gotta think Melinda Gates knows more than she is letting on, but the fact she said that with the conviction she did tells me she could be telling the truth or it's a money grab.
She doesn't need money, so I'm inclined to think she is telling the truth. Bill responded by saying the email was never sent and he doesn't know why it was there.
Man, I think we are just getting to the tip of this Epstein list fiasco. I think more people are going to have to answer. Hell, Bill and Hillary Clinton have to answer questions soon. I mean, I would have bet my left testicle he was all over those files. I mean, we already know dude got blowies in the Oval Office.
They said they'll gladly testify under oath. I think they're doing it so it puts Trump on the spot to do the same. I don't know, though. I thought old Billy Clinton would be all over them. Hey, leave what you think is going on in the comments. We really want to hear your thoughts.
Up next, who watched the Super Bowl? Who watched the halftime show? And who watched that Turning Point thing with Kid Rock and other artists no one cares about?
I really enjoyed the Bad Bunny performance, so much that instead of wings, I was eating fajitas and enchiladas for dinner. When Ricky Martin came out, I was like, wow, he's still alive?
Then Lady Gaga came out and my pants tightened. Then I saw Pedro Pascal and they loosened again. Man, that guy is in everything these days.
Man, my favorite Super Bowl performance from the past was Prince busting out Purple Rain. That was epic. Or when we saw Janet Jackson's titty meat.
I think there is a 30-second delay now because of that. If you look up footage of the crowd at this year's Super Bowl during Bad Bunny's performance, they're not really moving to it. There were a few people here and there dancing, but the crowd kind of looked baffled. Plus, the whole thing was in Spanish, so most people there probably didn't understand what was going on.
I really don't think that performance was for the general football fan, which are the majority of football fans. I also understand that they're trying to advertise to a different demographic.
That's why they have a game or two in Europe, but what they fail to realize is the rest of the world doesn't care about our American football when the rest of the world loves soccer.
I can only imagine how the rest of the world views us. We got to be the rest of the world's version of Florida. I think they should stop trying. Baseball caught on, let's not press our luck.
Let us know in the comments what you think about anything we've talked about so far, especially if you're not from America. We really want to know your opinions.
Don't forget to hit those follow and subscribe buttons. Every little bit helps a growing page.
Did I ever tell you about the first bar fight I was in? Back in the late 90s, I used to do stand-up at this dive bar, and for some reason, still unbeknownst to me, a huge bar fight broke out in the middle of my set. Back in those days, there were no smartphones, so people liked to fight more. I remember jumping off stage and got hit in the head with a bottle and woke up laying on a pool table. Needless to say, it was a short set.
So you pretty much got knocked the fuck out at a bar fight, and you said, how many bar fights have you been in? And what the hell kind of jokes were you telling?
I've been in quite a few bar fights, always during my set, and I always get knocked out at the beginning. I remember at 1999 and Y2K was a thing, and I asked the crowd if they were worried, and people said, hell nah! And that's when I asked, well, imagine if instead of computers crashing, they just made everyone gay. Now, apparently in those dive bars in the Deep South don't take too kindly to questions like that. They react by fighting each other for some reason, but not before knocking me out first.
You went to the Deep South in the 90s and asked people, oh, what if they might be gay joke? You definitely were always going to get booed off stage and knocked out, like every time.
Well, it started off great. I did a few shows in San Francisco before heading south, and the joke hit, then onto the French Quarters where it hit again. From Mississippi on, it was get knocked out. Needless to say, I retired that joke and moved on to host a kids' TV show before they fired me for going on a 3-week drug binge. I'm still mad they gave my contract to that damn sponge.
I remember those days. Hey, didn't you join that tantric sex cult with the guy who played Barney? Or the chick from Smallville or something stupid shit like that?
It was the tantric sex cult, and I don't want to talk about it. Now, I would have joined a sex cult with the chick from Smallville, just not the weird-ass one she was in.
I remember watching Smallville. It took this stupid Superman 10 years to learn how to fly, when he should have been flying into the pants of Lotta, Lois, and Chloe.
Dead ass. If I were that kid, I would have had a bunch of illegitimate little bastards flying around the town. I'm pretty sure the secret would be out at that point.
Assuming the women didn't die from the blunt force ejaculation, it's not like he is picking up and holding an egg without crushing it. You can't control the force of jizz.
Speaking of superheroes, are you excited about the new Avengers Doomsday? They got Robert Downey Jr. playing Von Doom instead of Tony Stark, and I wonder how they close Kang's story out.
Yeah, because Jonathan Majors had some sort of domestic abuse thing. They quickly replaced him with a different villain. The whole Marvel universe is kind of whack right now.
It's hard to believe they're still making these movies. Half the shows on Disney Plus are hit or miss. The best was Loki, and we're still waiting for the next season of that.
Loki was cool. She-Hulk was all right. That last Captain America movie should have been a limited series on Disney instead of a film. It didn't seem like movie material.
You know, after Tropic Thunder, they could have recast Robert Downey Jr. as Kang. He would have killed the role. I think he could have pulled it off, but the Doom scenario could be good.
I'm excited at the possibility we might get the original X-Men back. Anything is possible with the multiverse and corporate mergers. I feel if this flops, that might be the end of Marvel.
Only the original Blade can save Marvel. Take everything back to its roots. I heard he was so high during Blade 2 that every time you see him growl, that's him forgetting his lines.
I heard his stand-in did most of his camera work and that he had a strained relationship with the director to where they only communicated through little post-its. That's the Blade we meet back.
We shall see how Marvel moves this phase. Now let's take a moment to show you our new t-shirt available for sale.
Check out eBay and grab these new shirts from the Harry Teabag Podcast.
Nice! Now I'm going to change it up a little. Did you see Pam Bondi testifying before Congress? They fried her every which way. It was a shit show to watch.
I watched clips of it, and man, even though they were giving her the business about being trash at her job, she still found time to kiss the president's ass.
Yeah! Next time I'm getting yelled at about not doing my job well, I'll just remind how the stock market is up and how they should apologize to the president.
Do you think she will get fired? Are we sure she kissed enough ass during her crucifixion to keep her job? Only time will tell, I guess. What do you all in the comments think? Well, that's it for our show. Thank you for watching, and share this with your friends. Remember, let's teabag the algorithm. We will see you next time. Deuces!